now. And it is Fiji up against the USA. And Fiji, a star-studded team, captained by number 7, Kulunasau. Ravovo has been in great form. So too has Rawata. They're the finishers. And for the United States, Barrett, he's making the most of his opportunities, being back in action after missing the first 2 tournaments of this current series. And they've got speedsters out wide. You know them. Isles and Baker in particular. And Fiji, no matter where they travel around the world, they have wonderful support. And the United States getting through to the Cup quarterfinals. They beat Samoa 24-20, lost to England 19-5, then beat France 29-21. And Fiji, 3 matches, 3 wins on day 1. Hammered Japan 45-7, hammered Wales 33-7, and they beat Argentina 31 points to 10. Craig Joubert, 123rd match in 7s. He's controlled a Rugby World Cup final. He was in New Zealand in 2011. He had I think a 10-year break from refereeing on the 7s circuit, and he's going to mix 15s and 7s this year as he tries to earn a spot as a referee in Rio at the Olympics. Greg Clark in the chair alongside me, Christian Cullen, sideline Carl Tanana. Knocked on by the USA. What about these conditions, Carl?
Oh, beautiful conditions at the moment. There is quite a stiff breeze coming from left to right on your screen, but the thing for me, this United States team, they have to be physical against Fiji. Danny Barrett needs to be at his abrasive best.
Fiji has won 4 of the last 5 matches against the United States. The Americans' last win was in Port Elizabeth in 2014. So Fiji playing in their alternate strip. The dark jerseys. Ravovo getting it across to his captain, Kulunasau. And Rawata out wide. Taking some stopping. Now it's too wide. Katonambao. Olivoro. And here is Ravovo. Kulunasau. Olivoro. Just probing at the moment, and good defence by the USA. They're marking up. Lofted pass. Fiji. Oh, wonderful step. And he's got some pace as well. Barrett coming across and reining in Rawata. So that was terrific work by Barrett. Now, Isles looking for some space over on the far side. Usually when you see a Fijian in space, it's shut the gate, but on that occasion, it was terrific scrambling from the USA. And now, oh, what about the tackle coming in on Madison Hughes?
Clear release.
No clear release, and so it's the USA slowing things down a bit now.
Yeah, well, great start by both sides, really. Fiji making the break. Barrett in defence, great with that hit there. Maybe a little high. But you're right, Carl. USA have to stand up in defence physically with this Fiji inside and try and stop their offloads.
Well, Fiji have had it their own way the first 3 games on day 1. They haven't really been tested, but this USA team, they're on form and they're able to hold possession. They're going to be a threat in this game for sure.
Falau Niua, the 31-year-old. In jersey 7 for the USA, throwing in, tapped down by Test. Hughes. Palamo played in the Rugby World Cup 2015 in England. Now full-time 7s player. Oh, the counter ruck is good though from Fiji. And now Ravovo. And again, good cover by the United States. But it's still there for Kulunasau. Across now to Pio Tuwai. Good step by the big man. A little bit of a shimmy as well. Got up and went again. And offloads. Olivoro. Across now. Rawata. Oh, good counter-rucking by the USA. Isles got in there and got his hands on the pill. And it's there again for the USA. And now Madison Hughes. Olivero makes a tackle. He throws it back on the inside. And it's been claimed by Fiji. Oh no, just a little knock on in there by Fiji. Might have been Olivero.
I like to look at this USA side on defence, especially how they're sticking together, aren't they? Working hard. We know Fiji dangerous on attack, but USA standing up to it at the moment.
It's a game of the highest quality at the moment. Both teams on attack and defence doing some outstanding work. I like the way they're using Palamo, the USA, in midfield. He's the one who's going to be taking the ball up, but they've got to get their support players here quickly because Fiji are very good at the breakdown.
Great opportunity here for the Americans is Madison Hughes, the man from Dartmouth University, puts it in, and it's there for the Americans. Olamo. There's the jet shoes of Carlin Isles. We've seen so much of that since he made his debut a couple of seasons ago. Carlin Isles, been around since the Gold Coast 2012, and that's his fourth for the weekend.
Well, Carlin Isles, he didn't get much of a pass here, but look at that, he had to stop, and then he just used his gas coal around two Fijian boys. You can't stop that. That's just impossible.
I'll tell you, I haven't seen someone do Luatha like that on the outside ever. Carlin Isles, I was wondering why he was starting in front of Perry Baker, and he answers my question right there. Out and out gas.
Madison Hughes. It's out to the right, so it is. The United States leading Fiji 5-0. And Carlin Isles very quickly became a 7 superstar. Already second on the all-time try-scoring list for the USA. Speed to burn.
Technical substitution by Fiji coach Ben Ryan, getting Pio Tuwai off the field.
So he clearly wants a better work rate from his big men. And there's a poor kick-off by the United States in front of the kicker. No excuse for that.
Especially after you scored a nice try. You want to put Fiji under pressure again and just giving possession away too easily.
Looking for their first try, and we're already into the last minute of the first half. Katonambao. Robobo spotted an opening, put on some footwork. Oh, and that just comes from pressure. So often after a break like that, the Fijians will back up and finish the job, but clearly a little rattled at the moment by this American team.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I mean, yesterday you've seen every pass went to hand, didn't it, with Fiji and their offloads. And today, just under a bit of pressure, USA defensively have been pretty good.
Into touch it goes from Nioa. So there is time for the line-out.
Well, it's the first time anyone's held position for a sustained period of play against this Fijian team. They're having to make a lot of tackles too, but don't count them out because this American team at the moment, there's a lot of hands on hips, there's a lot of deep breathing. So it's about execution.
Nioa eventually getting it in, and Zach Test. Advantage being played. Test.
Advantage over.
There's another high shot there as well. So here's a great opportunity for the USA to put on more points before the break. Running with it now is Swirin. Kunatani comes to him and drags him down. But it's still there for the United States. And Hughes to Isles. Oh, a big collision there. One-on-one. Domalale. Now this is the big number 4, Katonambao. Katonambao over the 22. And one on a stroke of half-time. Asaki Katonambao scores the try. but I think the damage was done by Episode Domalai with that big tackle a little earlier on.
Yeah, it was one of a massive tackle here. Thought Oles was going to get over, bang, he gets hit here. They get the turnover. And Cartonabel, I thought he was going to score the try backwards. He's, look at this, and he turns around and he's free. Away he goes.
Well, just showing what they can do, Fiji. After the half-time hooter goes Kantoni Bao. You just can't sleep on them.
And there is the extra two. So after all that hard work by the USA, it's the Fijian fans celebrating at half-time in Wellington. Fiji leading 7 points to 5. And sometimes you can force the mistakes. So Fiji kicking off. And a good take by Matai Leuta, who's out there for the United States. That came off a Fijian hand. Advantage is over after the knock-on, and Leuta goes to ground. And there's that good work again by the Fijians at the breakdown. Domalai did well, and now it's back to Rabobo. Into midfield, Tabanata, Rawata. Giving it to Katonambao, and that's a sloppy play. And, well, the United States had an opportunity to maybe counter that they couldn't control the ball over.
You're right, but USA, I just feel they're just holding their defensive line great at the moment and frustrating this Fijian side. He'll be frustrated. Half-time talk, let the ball do the work.
What the USA are doing, Christian, is they're not allowing Fiji to get their offloads away, and that's where they really live, and that's where a lot of their attack comes from, as we see Veremalua coming on for Fiji. Perry Baker also coming on for the USA. Look out.
Ben Ryan, I mentioned yesterday that a couple in Fiji named their newborn child after him. He's become a national hero there. I don't know if you've had a child named after you, Christian, but you've had a pacer named after you.
A few kids.
And what about the break coming in now from Fiji? And that's what they can do. And this man is like a thief in the night, Jerry Tuwai. He doesn't need an invitation. He just turns up.
Yeah, individual brilliance here, wasn't it? The step, the acceleration, the breaking the tackles through the hole. But that's almost what Fiji did, didn't they? They needed that, didn't they, Carl? Some individual brilliance there.
Well, such a luxury to be able to bring on guys such as Jerry Tuwai off the bench to come from a scrum, so it's very hard for the USA defence to get out of that scrum. He knew that Jerry Tuwai went to the right-hand side, stepped off his right foot. He knew there was going to be a hole there.
There's the extra two from Katibo Rabobo. And Rabobo is the leading point scorer at the Wellington Sevens. Leading point scorer for the whole series, Rabobo as well. So Fiji kicking off, 14 points to 5. The bounce is good. Goes back to the try scorer, Tuwai. Semi Kunatani now playing 15s for Toulouse. Hopefully we're going to see much more of him on the 7 circuit though, as he mixes his 15s career with his dream to go to Rio. And that's forward, so poor pass in the end by Fiji.
Just a little bit sloppy, wasn't it? This support guy on the outside didn't hold his bet, but this was a chance for USA to get themselves back in the game. They gain possession here, get it out to their speedsters out wide.
The winners will play South Africa in the Cup semi-finals. The semi-final will be a contest between New Zealand and England. Some terrific sevens rugby still to come. First of 2 stops down under this month. Well, in fact, next month is Sydney, first week of February. These teams head across the Tasman to the sold-out inaugural Sydney Sevens. We're looking forward to that. The big guns of sevens in Sydney for the first time. Now Perry Baker. Switch of play. Good ball and all tackle from Kunatani on Liuta. Barry Malua thought he was away, but the referee had other ideas. Niua getting it to Baker, who offloads now to Ursberger. Baker got a good ball away. Niua back to Baker, being used more as a distributor rather than a finisher for the USA. And knocked on. Here we go. Fiji. Barry Malua got it out to Katonambao. Kulinasau looking for runners. He finds Kunatani. He pops it out the back door. The bounce is good for the captain, Kulinasau. And he offloads to Kunatani. Welcome back to quarterfinal sevens, Sami Kunatani.
Yeah, well, Kunatani gets a try, but the passes are starting to stick now, aren't they, Carl? The between the leg pass, the offloads, the bounces against Fiji's way now. Just take a look at this. I think this is, between the legs. Just knowing where his support player is. Look at that. It's great to watch, isn't it?
We just can't give them an inch, can you? Fiji are just so brutal in punishing you. And Osea Kulinasau has been pretty quiet this tournament, to be fair. But when they need him, he stands up.
He hasn't been needed. That's the good thing about this Fiji team. As the extra two comes in from the boot of Robobo. 21 points to 5. It was said many times yesterday around this ground that when the Fijians are in this party mood, this entertaining sevens mood, people don't want the game to end. Pretty to watch. Now here is Baker, who hasn't had any room to move so far. And the USA has a high shot there. Very sloppy tackle.
High tackle, 12, black.
Brings the penalty. Zach Test, Baker, mover, shaker and finisher, but this time he has to throw it back on the inside.
Rex on black, wait! Clean out is good.
Clean out is good, and now Baker asked a question down the short side, but you might want to think about that next time. Hammered. Ursberger. Pinkelman. He's on debut, the 21-year-old from Colorado State Uni, wearing jersey 4. Advantage for the United States. The kick.
Advantage over.
The advantage is over. Mafanafangi. Fresh legs off the bench. Oh, and there's a loose carry there.
Advantage over.
Advantage is over. And the penalty goes against Fiji. So what can the United States do? Can they finish with a bit of a flourish? Liuta taken by Veramalua.
Yep, ball is out.
Zach Test will back himself.
Roll away.
5 metres out.
Advantage.
Another penalty coming the way of the USA if they need it.
Find me.
Baker got it out to Holder. And he stretches out. And that is the final save, but it's come too late for the United States. Looked good early on. Trailed by 2 at half-time, but in the end they couldn't shut down the Fijians. But there's the try for Holder.
Yeah, Will Holder gets the final word for the USA, but Fiji showed their class, especially in the second half. USA just couldn't sustain that momentum into that second half, but Fiji, all class.
21 points to 12. Fiji over the United States. So Fiji will play South Africa in the Cup semi-finals. New Zealand will play England. That's all still ahead of us as we have a look at some of the stats now. Kunatani came off the bench for this match, and you can see the work rate there. Ben Wright sent him out to just settle things down and do the